Hello, 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 and I'm back on your screen again. Yes, I'm looking like Father Abraham, looking like Moses. You know, the times and seasons. Somebody said this is my current trim. In case you're watching this and we're not in quarantine time, from March to 2020 up to a few months after, in history, we were in quarantine for some months. Yes, yes. All right, so. Pardon this.
People might actually like the look. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. People might actually be into the look.
I mean, different strokes for different folks, as they say. All right. So on that note, welcome to another exciting episode of
The Table.
And I will be hosting today, but with me on set from my left is
El. So my name's El.
And then on my right,
Aisha Rano.
And we've got a very exciting, interesting, wonderful, entertaining, all of the above topic today for you to discuss, all right? And the topic is, do I get a drum roll?
Okay.
Should you marry your friend? It's a human something. But, okay, so let me clarify what the question means.
Please.
So, there was a post online that I saw. Someone said you should marry your friend in the sense of the people that you have around you already. Because obviously, we are young people, we are millennials. Many people that are watching us are millennials as well.
Right.
And coming to the place where they want to get married. And people are looking for a suitable partner to marry.
Right.
But the issue is many people don't find. And then sometimes we say that because they're looking too far away.
Right.
Because they may have very good friends of the opposite sex who may be in church with them, praying with them, in the same mind space with them, who they get along with very well.
Right.
But they don't consider them as potential life partners. So the question is, should you marry your friend? First and foremost, let us throw that out there. Whoever should catch it.
I think there are dimensions to this. Do you know why? Because I feel like, yes, you should marry your friend in the sense that, it's easier when you already know this person. When you bond, you have good energy.
Yes.
You guys can play around. You know how to, do things together. You can pray together. All these things. You have all these good things that you have with your friends anyway.
Yes.
But it gets a little bit different when, you're trying to move someone out of the friend zone just because you're a good friend, you guys are good friends.
How's that difficult though? I thought that would be a smooth transition because you already have a rapport with this individual. You already have, do you understand? You've got basis. All you need to do is just to change your mindset, I thought.
Not really, because if you're not actually attracted to the person or you don't actually see the person as your life partner, what happens then?
Yeah, I believe that it can ruin a friendship, to be honest, because...
So you're both on the same side. All right, I fight on my own today. No problem. I got you.
I believe it can work. It can either work or not.
Okay.
So it just depends on the chemistry that you have between you and that person. For example, you can tell your best friends that all of a sudden, you like them, and obviously,
What? Okay.
And then the friendship ends?
And then the friendship ends.
Hold on.
That's what I'm trying to say.
So is the concern, sorry to cut you off.
No, sorry.
Go on, finish.
So no, I was going to say, it really depends, on obviously the chemistry between you guys, because sometimes, you can tell your best friend that, oh, you know what, I think I like you, and then they can be like, wow, okay. Well,
That's
I don't see you
shocking.
that way. Do you know what I mean? And then, things become awkward. It creates a really awkward tension.
And then you can't be
the
friends.
Friendship, and you can't be friends again.
So you're
there
concerned.
are some people that, they'll say that, and then, they'll end up getting married, and it can happen that easily.
Okay.
They'll be like, oh wow, really? I felt the same, I didn't think, and then it just happens.
So what you're telling me is the concern that the person may not feel, both parties may not feel the same way.
Yeah.
Well, we are approaching it from a stance of nobody ever saw the other person as a potential suitor in the first place. But the question is, will it not be easier and more profitable, right? And will it not be better for you two, knowing that in a marriage or in a relationship or in a marriage, it takes friendship for it to work.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Knowing that you have that already, the other part that is remaining, which is then the mindset of beginning to see this person in this light and seeing this person in that light, is that not the easy part? Which, because if we look at the bigger goal,
Right.
what is marriage for? What is a relationship for? What does it take for it to work? So knowing that I have a rapport with this person, will it, like, should that not be enough motivation for me to be able to just say, okay, let me start seeing this person in a different light? There's a story.
Tell us.
There's a guy that I know,
Yeah.
and there's a sister that he knew.
Right.
And he saw the sister one day, was like, I think, he saw her commitment in church. He saw the things that she was doing. He saw her personality.
Right.
He saw her training in the Lord, her home training. He saw everything. Was like, this makes sense. And he saw his life and saw the vision, saw where he's going to in the
Right.
future. And it's like, if this person, why don't I just, it would be easier if I just marry or if I just get with this kind of person. So what he did was he approached the lady and it's like, so don't you think it would probably be a good idea if we probably
Try this.
get together? Because you are like this, I'm like this, you are heading here, I'm heading there. I think just it would be good if we come together and whatnot. And at that point, he didn't see her that way, she didn't see him that way.
Right.
But from that moment on, she began to think about it. So the difference is not just a matter of switching that light on in your brain concerning this person.
I don't know. Like, I have good rapport with a lot of people, right? That doesn't mean I want to, like, date them. And even if they come to me and they're like, oh, let's date, I'm probably like, no. If I wanted to date you, I would have.
But the question is, marrying your friend instead of marrying somebody and trying to become friends with them, will it not be easier to marry your friend because you know everything about them already?
Yeah. You would never know everything about them, even if they're your friend.
Well,
But
in
I get your
comparison,
point.
yes.
But the thing, what I've noticed is, even if you're friends with this person, I feel like, yes, be friends with them. It's important. Why can't you meet someone, both set your intentions, and then be friends, and then see where it leads?
Yeah, but let's be
As
real.
opposed to friend zone and then leaving the
let's
friend
be
zone
real.
to...
Let us really be real here, because what you're
Okay.
saying is do you understand? It's like you're telling me fairy tales. Like, who meets someone and then goes like, oh, I like you. Oh, okay. I'd like to get to know you. Okay, let's be friends. And then even that friendship is not genuine because that friendship has an intention to it. Right? If I met you somewhere, I'm like, oh, sister, how you doing? You look very beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you.
I see your commitment. I see your commitment in the house of God. I see your
Yes.
training.
Yeah.
I think I'm interested in getting to know you, potentially, taking on this life together and then, fulfilling our purpose together. Now, even if we agree that, okay, we should become friends first, that friendship is a means to an end. So it's not really a genuine friendship because there are things that I can never say to you if I feel like these things will put you off. And there are things that you never say to me if you feel like these things will put me off. Do you understand? Because we have a purpose for that friendship. So it will be hard for the friendship to be genuine in that sense.
I get your point, because then it depends on who that person is as an individual. So, for example, even if I meet someone and I'm into the person and we decide to be friends and stuff until, it then progresses, from day one, I'm always who I am. So like there is no hiding, do you know what I mean? Like there's no hiding. I'm the same genuine person I am.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
I don't see how it means I can't have a genuine friendship with the person. Just
because
from day
already
one.
the situation is biased. It's a biased situation from the get-go.
What if I have it in my head that, oh, I like this person, but the person doesn't know I like the person. But either way, we're still bonded.
I feel like it all depends really because you never know what the other person's thinking. Do you know what I mean? You never know what the other person's thinking. You might think, okay, I like this sister, for example. I'm gonna go into, and then as I mentioned, like it can turn sideways. So it's a bit of, I believe it's a bit of a gamble, really, because
if you tell the person that
if you become a friend with someone, like all you're thinking about, we're just friends. Like you never think, you know what, I'm going to become a friend with this person, so that obviously in the future get married. If that's the situation, then as you said, obviously that's there's intentions.
It will alter how that friendship progresses.
It's not really like a friendship, as per se.
No, it's
like
intention.
you have basically So you have an agenda behind that friendship.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So that's the point I'm
Even
making.
if you have an agenda, that does not mean you cannot develop real friendships.
No. Okay, well, first and foremost, nobody said you cannot. The question is it not better to go this way than to go that way?
I get your
Will
point.
it not be easier?
I get your point
And the
about that.
other question is, what is missing? Like, for example, you already have the rapport, you have the friendship, everything. The only thing that's missing is for you two to see each other in that light. So how difficult is it for that then to happen?
But
It's
then
an
you don't know what
individual
the other,
thing.
You don't know what the other person
But
is
should it
thinking,
be?
though. So it's a bit of, it's one of them ones where it's like you're just trying and hoping that, you know, they're going to feel the same way.
Well, yeah, the truth is they may not feel the same way, but, you know, certain things are built. Yeah, for example, like the example that I gave, they probably didn't feel the same way, but then that conversation opened the door for them to now consider such a thought. It may not have happened, but at least it was a consideration was made, and it was like, okay, and then at least it gave the possibility for things to escalate and to go in that direction.
Yeah.
You know, back in the days, you know what our pastors used to do? Some pastors in some churches.
Right.
So sisters that were serving the Lord, you know, diligently, brothers that were serving the Lord diligently, they'll be like, Brother John, I've been looking at you and I'm seeing your heart for God and the things that you're doing for the Lord, you know? Have you seen Sister Rose? You see how diligent she is and how she's serving the Lord and how hardworking is, and I think she will be a very good. And the truth is, do you know
Please
that
tell us.
arranged marriages last longer than love, quote unquote, love marriages?
Well, I can understand that because
But do you know why?
Do you know why I think?
But you know why?
Do you know why? Do you want to know why I think? Do you know why? Do you want to know why I think that
All right,
works?
you go first.
Do you know why I think that works? Is because the people that set you up know both of you.
Okay.
So they actually know, okay, your personality. They know
Okay.
what you like. They know
Okay.
what you would be into. They know the how both of you will gel
Okay.
in a relationship. So yeah, I personally believe the people that are closest to you are better suited to actually choosing partners for you.
Thank you. So how about the people closest to you are the better suitors for you because you know each other in and out? And no. Now, you see, you cannot marry every friend that you have.
Thank you. That's the
Right?
one
Yeah,
point I wanted to
course.
make.
You can't.
That's the
So,
one
no.
point.
Yeah, that's fine.
Obviously, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, good.
You cannot marry every friend that you have. Like, oh, I have 5 female friends, and oh, you understand? Oh, this is the only female friend. No.
Yeah.
But it gives you an advantage. That's the whole point. The advantage is I have all the information. Well, you can never know someone too well sometimes. People still develop and change. But you have the basic and the needful information about the
Or
people.
you think
That's
you
not
have
the
that
point.
information.
Well, if you are good friends with someone, my assumption is that you know that person quite well.
Yeah.
At least you know that person better than a stranger that you meet, and you don't know what the intentions of the stranger is. Do you see what I'm saying? So you are in a better position if you someone that you know very well and they know you too. You will be able to tell that this is how the person is in every sphere of knowing them. So you can
I
know.
disagree, but okay.
Well, as much as
As much as-
possible.
yeah,
and
please.
because you have a genuine friendship, there's vulnerability. Through the vulnerability, you get to really know each other.
Right.
Do you understand? So at least if you're really good friends, or if you're really friends, as you know, we are saying that you would be, there will be a time for vulnerability, and in that time, you will really get to see through the cracks, even if there's a guard. Do you get what I'm saying? So the point I'm making is, in that sense, you will have a better idea if this person is suitable. Do you understand? And they'll have a better idea if you're suitable. Now, if you were, for example, to have that conversation, not, oh, let's be together, but in a sense of, you know, and let's not forget that we are
It
Christians.
depends on how you say it as
Let's
well.
not forget that we're Christians also.
Communication.
Yeah, let's not forget that we're Christians.
Yeah.
So the environment in which we are, the mindset which we have, everything comes together, and it impacts on how the reactions come out. For example, if somebody came to say that to me, I would think about it and I make considerations, not just, oh, because I don't like the person.
Right.
And by the way, what is this liking thing that we talk about? What is it? Is it not just a mental and emotional reaction to someone based on some factors. Oh, she's tall, she's short, she's this, she's that.
Or
Do you get
maybe
what I'm
just
saying?
how I don't know, your energy responds to them.
Your energy don't respond to anybody.
When you see the person, you're like, oh my God, googly eyes.
Okay. Why is your energy, what is it about them? Most time it's for carnal reasons. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Not
that's
necessarily.
Most times.
You see their spirit. No, I'm joking.
Ah,
All right, sorry.
I think I'm gonna go home now.
You see the spirit. Yeah.
Whose spirit will you see more? The person that you've known for how many years, or the person that you just met?
One point I do have to make, though, is I feel like just because you've known someone for so many years
Right.
does not mean that when you guys, you might know their personality. And also the thing about it, people can be quite different in relationships to who they
yes,
are
it's
in
true.
friendships.
In
And I know
friendships, yeah.
that for my own personal experience.
All right.
And, you know, someone that I've known for like 10 years and then, you know, it's like, whoa, I didn't know that.
I do believe that
Do you know
things
what I mean?
change.
So,
like,
yeah,
things
that's
change,
the
like,
only
if you
thing
get in a
I would say.
relationship with someone, like, if, for example, the way they act, you know, the way they talk to you might become even completely different. You know, you'll be thinking to yourself, wow, okay, this
Same
was my
person?
best friend. Like, what's happened now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think this whole best friend, marrying your best friend thing.
Oh,
you
just
would
friend.
really
Let's
need-
just know.
Okay,
Let's
no,
let's
best
not.
friend. Okay, best, yeah.
They're like, no, best friend. Just definitely friend. All right, cool,
So
cool.
yeah, friend. Yeah, that's why I would say like it's a bit is one you need to be really careful of, because you know you might be thinking to yourself, this is my friend. I know this is what they like. You know, this is the type of food. This is what they do. And all of a sudden you marry this friend, and all of a sudden they change. You're thinking,
Okay.
oh,
So now that brings me to a different question now, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like I said before, it's not every friend that you can marry. Okay? But knowing the person, for you to be able to even consider that, okay, this is somebody who it could work with, I'm sure you would have considered certain basic, fundamental facts about them,
Yeah.
which then will give you a good foundation to now build such ideologies on. For
Right.
example, if you think you can marry someone, it means that you've seen things about them that makes them marriable. The truth is, whether you meet someone now or 10 years from now, or after the rapture, once you get married,
Yeah.
once you get married,
First flight.
Oh, well, first flight. I don't know which one.
I know who you're going to meet, but yeah, first flight.
First flight.
once you marry or get into relationships, things will definitely take a turn that you did not expect, because you learn more about the person in different situations. Do you get it? So that's every human being. That's how it works. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But then you get an advantage to be able to make more accurate assessments about someone, to be able to even know. Do you get it? For example, you know how the person, you know what makes the person upset. You know how the person is when they're upset. You know what makes them laugh. You know what they like. You have a rapport already. That bond, that connection that people are looking for, like their Bluetooth or Wi-Fi, you know, that connection, you already have that connection. It's just that you've not translated it into something erotic. Do you understand? So if you're able to translate those things, because for you to make that decision, it means that you've already considered certain facts, fundamental truths about the person, right? Is that then not an advantage?
I think I get your point in the sense that it could be an advantage if you've already known the person before, you know a little bit more than, you know, you just meeting someone off the street.
Yeah.
But also, you know, I feel
Especially when you're both in the house of God.
yeah, I appreciate that, right? However, I also think it's one of those things where, you know, getting to know someone as a friend is different from when things get a lot more like intentional
But
about
does
dating
that
and
not,
stuff.
does your knowledge about them beforehand not give you, like I said, a head start with if...
It depends. It depends. Do you know what? It depends on the level of friendship as well. Because, like you said, you might think this person, you know this person deeply. I say this because I feel like, you know, I've experienced that. Like, you would think, like, you know this, like, I know you, right?
Yeah.
And then you start dating the person, and the person, you know, you can see certain things, but the person is completely different. And then you compare that to someone you just met, who is just a genuine person, and you engage with them, you become friends, then you guys talk about, you know, something, and then you guys talk and discuss, and then it moves further from there. So it doesn't necessarily mean, I think it's more of a situational thing.
But on a ratio, right? Let's do maths. On a ratio.
I don't like maths.
On a ratio, what is the likelihood of what you just mentioned? What is the likelihood of the person that you met later now being more genuine than the person that you've known. The balance will tip this way, no?
I don't know, you know.
I think it can go either way.
Yeah,
Really. It can go
honestly
either way
don't know.
because like you can meet someone who say they're your friend, and then you can tell them how you feel, and yes, it could work as you said earlier. Like they might think a certain way, they might think twice and think, oh, you know what, actually,
But don't
and
you
then
think,
it can work.
But don't
And
you
then
think
at the same time, you can meet someone. Let's say, for example, I don't want to say on the street, but do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can meet someone outside and then talk to that person at the same time. That can work as well. So
Okay.
I wouldn't say like one is kind of one is heavier than the other.
Oh, really?
I think they're both even because it can go either way.
So you don't agree that there's an advantage to marry someone that you've known already, that you already have
I
a rapport with?
I don't necessarily think that. I think it's important to marry someone you actually get along with and have a rapport with and have a friendship
Regardless
with.
whether they're your friend or not.
Regardless of whether they were your friend or not. So my thing is, if you're about to jump the broom,
But you get a head start, no? Is that not the point? You get a head
the
start.
head start you got might not be the one you need. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. That is all
And
I'm saying.
To be honest, though, there are some. It's the head start is good, but it's not really the big thing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
The most important thing is that you got there.
The most important thing. Do you know do you know how many people are in marriages and they are not friends? And because
Exactly.
of that,
Now that's a problem.
and because but let's do, you see, I don't have any statistics. But let's look at it on a grander scale. How many marriages are you personally aware of? Yeah? And how many of those do you think there's a genuine friendship?
But you know why?
Why what?
Why there isn't a genuine friendship?
But then that's the point.
It's
We
not
don't need to
because
know
of
why.
what you think it is. No.
We don't need to know
I feel
why.
like it's important.
No, but the
because
point-
it's not because they weren't friends before. Some might have thought they were friends before. I'm just saying. So
No, but the point I was trying to make is that people get married and then try to build a friendship, or people get into a relationship and then try to build a friendship. Do you understand? And that's hard work. And many people are not able to do that.
I think the marriage one, yeah. But I think the relationships.
Hence, it makes it easy. It makes it easier.
You can lose a potential really good friend. Again, actually, the other thing I would say, I think it's good to have the conversation as well, to talk about it.
Right.
You know.
What I was going to say is, before you approach someone, you would kind of be able to assess the person's mentality to know if, at least, even if they don't agree, if they are mature enough to be to talk on that level. Do you know what I'm saying? And the approach too, like, you may not necessarily come and say, oh, let's get married. But it can be from a jovial kind of, do you get it? Small nudges, just to see how receptive.
Oh, like,
do you get it?
Like, be like, oh, do you like me?
To be honest, like,
that could work.
Okay, like, to save the friendship, you can use wisdom.
That is what I'm saying.
You can use wisdom. For example, like, you can just prepare yourself for, there's a possibility she might reject you straight away. She might say, oh, no, that's how, no. You can use wisdom, like, for example, say to her something like, you know what, I don't want to lose our friendship, but I just wanted to let you know that, this is how I feel about you.
It's not like you don't have to feel anything
then-
about them. It's just a
No,
case
it's
of knowing
like
that
making yourself-
it's like knowing that the situation makes sense. Like this, us getting together just
Makes
makes
sense.
sense.
Do you know what?
No, but the thing is,
Jeremy
though,
sounds like
this is
he's
what
going
I'm
to walk
saying.
up to you and be like, you and me, we
what I'm
make
saying.
sense. Let's do this.
This is what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying, because
Yeah.
this is the first time having this conversation, do you know what I mean? So you've never really spoken to a friend about this. So this is what I'm saying, that if you obviously never spoken to your friend about this, then you need to use wisdom. You need to obviously approach it in a certain way that if you get rejected, at least you still get to keep the friendship.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think we need to round up because we should definitely have a part 2 of this conversation. But go on, you want to say something?
Do you know what? All I want to say is you might think you know your friend,
Yeah.
right? Even your friend gets surprised by their actions.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
so I'm just saying, you might think you know someone and like, yo, if we get together, we will work. And then it turns out it's all a sham, So
Okay.
I feel like the most important thing is actually, even if you meet someone now, if you have genuine connections, build a friendship. Of course, I'm personally like, don't get married to someone you don't have any good connections with in terms of friendship, solid friendships. If not, there's no point. It's not going to work.
Okay.
But yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, what I was gonna say before is that many people marry and then they don't have the friendship. So, in my opinion, if you have that friendship with a suitable person, and there are many things that will make a person suitable.
Right.
Do you get it? Sometimes because of the friendship, we overlook and then we cut certain things out of our minds. Do you understand? And don't forget that what makes people wanting to be in a relationship or marry someone most times is for carnal reasons.
Right.
Even the other reasons that they think are not carnal. For example, if a man is assertive or if a man is influential, whatnot, that alone can make a woman believe that, okay, yeah, or that can...
Or it comes across as a responsible man.
Do you understand? That then can bring attraction. So like when we're talking about, oh, I'm not attracted to, I don't like this person, we have to look at what is attraction and what is liking. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, let's not forget we're Christians. The things that make sense to us or the things that drive us should not be fleshly.
Yeah.
That's not to say that there's anything wrong with somebody who
You find attractive.
you find attractive. But
You
what I'm
should
saying
find
is
them
that
attractive.
from
Just saying.
what I'm saying is that from a standpoint that gives a good understanding, right? It's like if I want attraction first or I want a certain feeling first before I consider something or someone,
Right.
I have to be careful because I have to question that attraction. Is it, what is it about this person that's attracting me? Is it their heart for God? Is it their pursuit of purpose?
Right.
Is it their commitment? Do you get it? Is it their diligence? What are the things? Is it those things or is it simply because
He's tall.
they look a certain way? Do you get what I'm saying? So I have to question those things.
Yeah,
Now, if I have a friend that I know this person's character, I know this person's diligence, commitment, everything, I'm thinking, oh, this, like, do you understand? She's ticking all the good
right,
boxes.
right.
All the good
Right
boxes.
boxes. Yeah, yeah.
But
100%.
I may not have looked at her in that way, maybe because of how we met, number one. I may not have looked at her that way because of maybe, for some reasons, I have been attracted to certain things. And by the way, what you're attracted to, many people are attracted to the wrong things,
100%.
which is as a result of certain things that have happened in their lives. And certain things that they've exposed themselves to,
Yeah.
and certain things in their mind. Do you get it?
Yeah.
So we have to really question that. And if we really break it down, then it's just a case of opening your eyes and making a decision and sticking to it. That's why I brought up the example of arranged marriages. They pair you up and you have to marry and you make it work. Do you understand? Because you are not choosing on the basis of, oh, this or this or that. You have been put in that situation and you are working out that commitment. So if those things can work, and those things do work more than our choices, then perhaps choosing your friend will be a very good choice.
Or letting your friends choose for you.
Assuming, or well, maybe that too.
Yeah.
That's more where I stand, to be
But you see,
honest.
they have to come from a, good, a spiritual standpoint. If
Yeah,
not,
yeah, of course.
You understand?
Spiritual friends.
So if arranged marriages
They
work,
have
then
to be
maybe choosing your
spiritual,
friend can work, assuming that they're mature enough to understand the situation.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in this year of 2020, the coming of the Lord
2020.
is not far off. And the Bible says one shall chase 1,000, two will put 10,000 to flight.
Okay.
So in being effective, you know, if you want to still marry, we don't have much time for you to be waiting for butterflies.
wow.
Allow it.
You can get the butterflies too.
Yeah, no, the butterflies are good, but if that's what you're waiting for, you may be waiting for a while. The rapture may take place.
Wow.
You understand? I'm not sure.
So are you saying
I'm not sure if marriage should be
marry
permitted.
someone without feeling any butterflies?
Yes, and develop the butterflies. People that marry rich old men, do you think they don't end up loving them?
Wow.
You're
Okay.
And the
joking.
thing is as well, like, it's not really about feeling.
It's not. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's
Love
not
is a choice.
because feelings change.
100%.
Feelings can change.
Feelings change. They're all over
And
the
this
place.
is the thing. This actually comes back to it because let's say, for example, like your friend, right? You guys were friends for, for a very long time, and then all of a sudden, now that you're together in this relationship, the way you feel towards the person can change as well. So everything can come
Like
crumbling down.
that example that I gave.
It can change for good or the positive.
That
Yeah,
example
yeah.
that I gave, the brother didn't think of the sister that way. The sister didn't think of the brother that way. Once that conversation was had, she went home and thought about it. Came back to him and said, I've been thinking about what you said. I think, yeah. From that moment, they fell in love with each other. Do you get what I'm saying? So the point is,
It could work.
It's just a choice. It's just we've not allowed ourselves to see certain people in the same way. So we go chasing for what we have close to us, we chase for it elsewhere. Then many people find themselves in different interesting situations, and then they come back crying.
So what you're saying is explore the friend zone that you've looked away from, or what?
Using wisdom, sometimes the person is close to you, and who better than your friend to marry? On that note, thank you guys for this. I think I held my own.
Okay, well, thanks for
You
having
lot
us.
tried it, but I think I held my own.
So we tried it.
And thank you for watching, and we'll be back we'll be back on here, Live on UK, next time.
Woo.
And
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah.
cheers.
Thank you. Bye.